breath. Lift your heart, lift your head. Roll the shoulders wide. And then feel that breath start moving in and out. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to, on the breath, we're going to move. So the next time you inhale, reach your arms high. Yeah. And then on the exhale, forward fold. Let's stay in this first forward fold for a moment because it can be telling. You can actually feel where the stiffness is. Just sort of be gentle through your spine. Let your head down. See if you can keep the weight balanced in your feet. And then on your inhale, just lift halfway. Push the fingertips into the shins. Flatten the back, draw the chest forward, and then exhale, fold again. Good. With the same flat back, we inhale and rise. Lift the head and chest. Some of you dragging your heads behind. I want you to lead with the crown, and then hands come to the heart. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway on the in-breath. This time we'll go to plank pose. So the hands come down, both feet go back. Just organize for a moment here. Maybe draw the tailbone slightly down and pull the belly button in. Yeah, just like that. And then go ahead and lower your knees or not. And we're going to lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Good. Inhale for cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so here for my assistants, if there's anyone who looks like they're leaning forward into their hands, you could give a little bit of a push back on their hips or a little bit of a pull back from the legs. If everybody looks good, you leave them alone. And most of the time, everybody looks pretty good, right? So let's take one more breath here. Let's all just push back a little on our own. Imagine somebody was helping you pull back. And then look at your hands and start to walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Good. Lift halfway. Inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. All right. With a flat back this time, lift the head first. Lead with the crown. Start to sweep the arms all the way up. Reach for the sky. And then the hands come to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms reach. Nice and simple. Exhale, forward fold. Just get used to the same movements. Lift halfway on the in-breath. Let's go to plank and lower on the out-breath. So we take it down on the same exhale. And then inhale for cobra, one beautiful little back bend. And then exhale, find your way to downward facing dog. We push up and back. The hips rise, the head goes low. You even look towards your own belly here. And that little look toward the belly can remind you to lift the belly up and in. Yeah. You can press a little bit through the left leg and soften into the right knee. Yeah. And then even switch that so we can start to feel a little bit of ease coming into the hamstrings. And then together, let's just push back through both legs. Breathe in here. And as you exhale, look forward. Walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway on the in-breath. Fold deeply on your exhale. And then rise with that flat back. Lift the head and chest. Reach your arms. And then pull your hands right to heart center. Good. Inhale right here. Let's reach the arms high. Hook the thumbs together. And take a little stretch to the right. And the idea here is that the right arm is pulling the left arm. The thumb is kind of pulling. And we want to not only lift out of the rib cage, but let the hips move a little left. So let your hips shift a little to the left side. Yeah. And that makes the sensations come up a little bit. Yeah. And then return to the center and go to the other side. Let the left arm pull the right this time. And so you can feel that energy pulling upward toward the hands, but you're also pushing down and out through your feet. And the hips move a little bit to the right. And then we come back up to the center. Good. Release your hands down by your sides. Good. Inhale, arms reach again. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway on the inhale. Let's go to plank pose and hold it for just a moment. Stay strong in the plank for just a moment. And then I want you to bend your knees and put your knees down for tabletop. Once the knees touch down, they might need to walk forward just a tiny bit. And then our hands line up under the shoulders, and our hips are right over our knees. And then go ahead and take the right arm forward and the left leg back. And so here, for the assistance, if you see someone whose arm or leg is not straight, you can give a little pull from the wrist or the ankle, and that might help them to extend. Sometimes we think we're straight, but we're just lifting. And so we want to make sure that the knee is straight and the elbow is straight. And you know that they're on their best behavior when I say these things out loud, so it makes it very limited what you can do. Right? Good. Take one more breath, lift a little higher. Good. And then release, put your hand down and switch to the other side. So a nice simple pose. It's spinal balancing. And I want to warm up the back body a little bit. So if you could, while you're doing this, lengthening out and lifting up, can you also press down into the floor? Press into the earth so you're not sinking into your right shoulder and you're not sinking into your left hip. That's it. Lift and lengthen and reach. And then go ahead and put it down. Good. Child's pose for just a moment. In this particular child's pose, I would love for you to extend your arms forward. Keep the biceps near the ears, but then lift up on your fingertips. Lift the wrists, lift the palms, squeeze the palms a little bit, and just start to feel a little bit of work in the back of the shoulders. Yeah, it might feel nice to open the knees here and let the chest kind of fall into that space between your knees. So we're sort of opening up the armpit chest. That's it. So the elbows would be straight here. Rifty. Lift your forearms off the mat. Lift your elbows off the mat. Yes, the wrists are high, the palms are squeezing. Good, and then just go ahead and let that down. Pull yourself back up into your tabletop pose. And then keep your hips over your knees. So the hips are gonna stay high, but you're gonna walk your hands forward and melt your heart toward the mat. We call it puppy pose. And so again, it's just like another, it's not child's pose. The hips don't move. You walk your hands forward and you melt the heart down. Yeah, so it's booty in the air. You don't come forward. You don't come forward. Yep, get back up. Yep, walk your hands, not your chest. Keep walking the hands. Yes, there you go. And here the forehead or the chin could be on the mat. That's up to you. If your neck agrees, you can look forward and rest on the chin, or you rest on the forehead. But you should feel a nice opening through the chest and breathe right up into that armpit chest, right into the shoulders. We'll take one more inhale here. And then slowly pull in the core. Start to rise, chest away from the mat. Walk the hands in under your shoulders. Good. Let's tuck our toes and come into downward facing dog. So the hips rise, the head drops low. Let's go ahead and lift the right leg high behind us. And then stack the right hip on top of the left. And we all have a tendency to bend the knee here, but I'd love you to keep the leg straight and reach all the way back to the left behind you. So there's a straight line. You push from the right hand and you pull from the right foot. The leg is straight and long and reaching. And so if anyone could use a little pull there, you could grab the ankle and give them a little bit of a tug there. Good. Take one more breath. And then come forward into plank, knee to belly. Yeah, squeeze it tight, knee to belly. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Yep. And then the leg goes out, up one more time. Inhale here. And then step forward for your first lunge. Yep. Right foot steps to the hands and the arms sweep up overhead. Yep. And so you should be on the 5 toes of your left foot. And the back leg is straight, and you're just reaching straight arms to the sky. See if you can broaden the chest. Now that we've opened that area a little bit, Could you pull the arms back, open the armpit chest, maybe even look up past your fingers. Good. Take a deep breath here, and then we take a flow. Simple. Hands go down, we step back lightly and lower. Breathe in during cobra. That's a little back bend. And then breathe out as you go to downward facing dog. All right. So same idea, the left leg is going to rise behind you. Just start to feel deliberate about the shapes and the sensations you're creating. You're going to stack the left hip on top of the right hip. So if anyone's not opening here, you would just help them turn the hip open. That's it. And then straight leg behind you, reaching out to the right. So you push through your left hand and you reach through your left leg and you open up the psoas. You open up that side body. Take one last breath here and then let's close it. Come to plank, knee to belly. Keep looking forward in that plank pose so that you're not rounding and curling. Your back is flat. You're really working the crease of the hip in the front. That's it. And then one leg down dog. Just give yourself a break. Breathe in. And then we step forward for high crescent. So left foot to the left hand. Stay on the right toes. Make sure you have a little bit of width on the mat, not just narrow. When we go one foot in front of the other, balance is really challenging, right? So a little bit of space. Everybody looks great here. Can we straighten the back leg and bend the front one a little bit more? Yeah. And then we lift and open up that chest wide. Reach up for the sky. Let's breathe. Breathe and reach. Just feel the full expression of your pose. And when you feel complete, you go ahead and move into your flow. The hands come down, you step back lightly, and you lower. Breathe in through cobra and breathe out as you make your way to downward facing dog. All right. So we give a little bit of push through the hands, and we give a lot of pull from the legs. And let's just take one more breath here. And then you're going to look forward and walk your feet back up to the top of the mat. So we go back where we started. Feet together, top of the mat, lift halfway, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Nice. Bend your knees, sink your hips for chair pose. And then push through both feet. Let's come up and bring the hands to the heart. Is anyone starting to feel moisture in the mat, or are we good? It's moist. It's coming up from underneath. Little? Okay. Just keep sometimes not, right? And the sun could be drying the surface, so you could be fine. Just bringing it to your attention, just in case, right? Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Good. Forward fold on the exhale. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Let's soften the knees, touch the hands down. The right foot's going to lunge back. So one big lunge to the back of the mat. We'll keep the right hand on the ground and take a spinal twist to the left. Beautiful. Now here, just like in the standing lunge, we want to make sure we're keeping the back leg straight and the front knee bent, so our hips are kind of level and the hips are kind of steady. You can even squeeze the muscles on the outside of the hips. And then twist a little more from your waistline. See if you can get that left chest to open, that left shoulder blade to draw back and down. Draw the ears back, draw the gaze up. Last breath in, we twist deeper on the exhale, and then release. Eyes down, hands down. Let's step back to plank. Lower yourself down nice and slow. Good, breathe in for cobra, you're doing great. And then find your way back to downward facing dog. And so of course we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. Assistance, you know what you're looking for. Right, so the left foot's going to step forward. No, it's not, because we did right foot back on the last one. So we're going to do the other side. Right foot steps forward, and then come on up for high crescent. Yeah. And so the same thing is happening here. We want to make sure we've got a good foundation. Back leg straight. That means the knees lifting away from the mat. And we want to try not to sit or dump into the front leg. So maybe you even try to lean back a little bit from the front leg. Open up the crease of the hip. That's it. Beautiful. And then our hands come down. We're going to keep that left hand down and twist open to the right side. All 5 toes on the back foot are working. Try not to let the back leg collapse. Tap her knee underneath. Yeah, there you go. That's it. And so we really want to try to find the waistline, right? So we get a little bit of heat here, and we start to warm up the spine. One last breath in, twist on the exhale, and then eyes down, hands down. We step back to plank and lower. Breathing in for cobra. Breathing out as you move to downward facing. All right, let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And with a flat back, we'll rise up. This time I want you to reach high and take a little back bend at the top. Just aware that you can draw the tailbone down and lift and widen the chest. Sort of reach up and out of the heart space. And then we're going to bend the elbows to goddess. And then we're going to rotate the shoulder. So the elbows move a little forward and the hands move a little bit back. Just start to feel that little bit of warmth coming into the shoulders, and almost feels like the shoulder blades are pushing into your back to lift your heart up even more. That's it. Feet push down and out, legs push back, heart rises. Good. And then let's bring our hands forward. Glue the arms together from the elbows to the hands. Squeeze the chest. It's the opposite of what you were just doing. Elbows squeeze, hands squeeze. Try to lift the elbows to the same height as the shoulders and move the hands away from the face. It's simple but not easy. Yeah, give it a little more squeeze. And then just feel how sweet it is when you let that go. Just peel them apart, let your arms come back down by your sides. Nicely done. Inhale, let's reach our arms. Exhale, forward fold. Fold all the way in. Good. Lift and lengthen. On the inhale, let's go to plank. And so in plank pose, we're going to swap, switch, flip, whatever, to the right side. Roll onto your right hand, roll onto the edge of your right foot, and then lift your left arm high to the sky. Stay with me here. Let's see if we can lower our hips down a couple of inches and then pick them back up. Let's do that again. Lower the hips down a few inches and then come back up. On the third one, maybe you go a little bit deeper and then come up a little higher. Take the bicep over the ear. Reach through the side waist. Yep, and then the hand returns to the mat and we lower down slowly. All right, inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog and back into plank for the other side. So if you see someone on that last part that's still saggy in the middle, like come and lift up their hips, yeah? All right, so we get to the left side, reach the right arm high, and there's just a little bit of work in the core. The hips lower a little bit, and then the hips rise a little bit. Ooh, so good. Do it again. Bring them down and then bring them up. On number 3, we see if we can go a little bit lower and then rise a little bit higher. Take the bicep over the ear. Help somebody lift their hips up. You guys need to get in there and do a little, right? That's it right there. And then when you're ready, eyes down, hands down. Lower yourself down slowly. Breathe in for cobra and breathe out, downward facing dog. Okay, how are we doing? Are you okay? If at any moment you need to like wipe off or you need to take a sip of something, just do what you need to do. Right here, let's come into warrior 1. So right foot steps up, left foot turns flat. We're going to take our time. I'm trying to pace it so that the heat rises in you slowly because we have enough heat rising all around us. As the sun is coming back out and the clouds are burning away, I want to make sure that we stay balanced. So warrior 1, you're facing forward. Both arms are up, chest plate is forward. Yeah, just like that. See if you can broaden across the chest and the shoulders. And then drop your arms down and behind your back. Clasp your hands together. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale, hinge at the hips and start to fold your head inside of your right knee. You're aiming your head towards your right big toe. And you want to make sure that everybody's back foot is grounded, right? The pinky toe of the back foot is grounded. You can even look at your own back foot and see if you can get the arch of the foot to lift a little bit more. And then once that back foot is really stable, pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Square off a little bit. There you go. And then we're going to root to rise. Push down, rise up. The arms sweep up high over the head. That's it. And then our hands come to the mat. Bring the hands down. Step back lightly. Lower nice and slow. Come back to what you know. Breathe in through cobra. Belly in. We rise up into downward facing dog. And in down dog, of course, there's always that opportunity to push back or pull back. I cannot believe that none of you see anything in any down dog that you're not going in and doing. All right. When you're ready, let's take our last breath here. Push back a little. And then look at our hands and start to walk forward. Good. Inhale, lift halfway. Good. Exhale and fold. And with a flat back, we'll rise all the way up. Take that little extra stretch at the top. And then the hands come to the heart. All right. Inhale, reach one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway. Then soften your knees, touch the mat, and step your left foot back. Put the left knee down, and then point your left toes toward the back of the mat. Good. Let's move both hands to the inside of the right leg. So our knee is down and our left toes are pointing back. Knee is down, left toes pointing back. Now I want you to press as much as you can through the top of that left foot and see if you can get your left leg to straighten and left knee off the mat. Once you get that leg up off the mat, can you look forward and rise onto your fingertips? Start lifting and widening the chest. Yeah, on the top of your foot. No toes tucked here. I see a lot of toes tucked. So if anyone has their toes tucked, please help them to untuck their toes. Okay? All right. So we're lifting the chest. We're broadening across the collarbones. It feels kind of strong and nice, doesn't it? And then go ahead and release your hands flat. And then maybe drop to your elbows for lizard lunge. So make sure that that foot is forward. You want your heel under your knee. Yeah, a little bit safer. Okay, so you can drop into your hands. You can drop into your elbows. Please let your head go for a moment. While you're here, the right knee squeezes in toward the body. Feel that inner thigh squeeze. We're going to give that 2 more breaths. Walk up onto your hands. Keep your left hand on the floor. Put your right hand up on your knee and take a spinal twist. You're sort of gazing toward the back of your mat. Again, the chest open wide, but a really nice warming up and movement, mobility for the spine. Can you take your right hand now and reach back behind you? Maybe you could bend your left knee and grab a hold of the foot for your bind. So the left knee can bend and you can reach for your foot or not. It's totally optional. But as you're trying to make that happen, if you see anyone who's close, help them make the bind. Yep. That's it. Chest opens wide, breathing free. Once you have the bind, see if you can bend into the right knee and drop your left hip a little lower. Okay. And then, of course, we let that go. Release the bind, bring your hands forward. Pause here for a moment with me. Now, I want you to keep the left toes pointing back, and I want you to slowly engage some of your core and start lifting your arms up over your head. And so you can already feel where the work is. You have to find that core integration, the hip integration. We're going to keep the left foot exactly as it is, and just like we did before, push down into the left foot. See if you can lift the left knee. I think you can. Drive some extra energy into the right heel. Pull in your Mula Bandha and just try. It feels nice, lean back just a touch, and then let it go. I can see by your faces that you love that. Yes, hands come down, tuck your left toes, find plank pose. Yay, plank. Woo! Right? So now our toes are tucked, we're in a plank pose. This is a beautiful opportunity to reorganize your body. Take a deep breath in, and then lower down slowly. Inhale for cobra, and then exhale, down dog. We're not going to stay in our down dog, we're just going to take a breath, and then I want you to move your feet to the top of the mat. Just slowly walk them up to the top, bring them together, back to what you know. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. All right, bend your knees, sink your hips. Chair pose for one breath only, and then push through your feet. Let's come up, and hands come to the heart. We okay? Yeah? All right, inhale, let's reach. Arms go up high over the head. And then we fold. Exhale into Uttanasana, that forward bend. We're going to soften our knees, and we're going to step the right foot back. So we have a little sequence to do on this side. Right knee touches down. Right toes point back. And both hands move to the inside. So take your time setting everything up, right? We don't want to waste energy. The knee is on the ground and the toes are pointing back. And then we're just going to see what it feels like to press into the top of the right foot and see if we can straighten the right knee. Yeah, once you get that, don't look at it, look up. Yeah, maybe lift onto your fingertips, start to broaden the chest. You can feel as you lift the chest, that line on the right side of the body gets a little bit longer. So Dina, try to get up on your fingertips here. Chest up high. Dina. Fingertips, yes. Chest wide. Yeah, you can feel it. You have to have more lift there from the inside, right? And then just let it go. Knee goes down, and we melt into our lizard lunge. And I use the word melt carefully because I want you to sort of melt down the tension in the arms and the head, but I want you to squeeze the left knee into the body. Try not to let the left knee splay open. There's a lot of work on the inner thigh that can help grab that leg and pull it in. And then we try to find a place where we can just simply breathe here. Yeah. Maybe you feel for that cool breeze that's coming through the park right now. And appreciate it. Okay. On your next inhalation, just come back up onto your hands. We're going to keep the right hand down, put the left hand on the knee, and start to form a spinal twist. As your body turns to the left, you're going to feel that hip flexor on the right starting to open. That's it. And you're going to try and look over your left shoulder. And very optional here. It's totally up to you. You try and bend the right knee. If it works out, great. You reach back with the left hand and you try to make the bind. And we have assistants here today, so if you're having trouble getting your foot, they should be able to help you. Look around, see if you see someone trying to grab, and just like help them. They might be missing it by an inch, and you could easily help them. When we try too hard, sometimes we cramp up in the hamstring, right? So just see what you can do to be of service here. That's it. And then as you're holding that foot, kick it back a little bit to open your chest and make the twist a little bit more spacious. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back to center. Put both hands down. Take a moment. Take your breath. And from here, we have to integrate a little bit on the inside. So pelvic floor, lower belly, start to move in. And then the arms are going to rise up over your head. It's a low crescent lunge. But we're going to keep the toes pointed back. And we're going to see if we can get an activation in the Mula Bandha, like in the hips. We're going to see if we can lift the pelvic floor, right? And push into the top of your right foot. Push into your left heel. And then see if you can get the right knee off the mat. It's all about that upward reach. And then lean back a tiny bit. Yes, there it is. Take a breath. You guys are amazing. And then just slowly put the knee down. Let your hands down. Good. Let's tuck our right toes and step back to plank. Pause in plank for a moment. It's a special moment. That's it. Let your body organize, reconnect with your breath. And then when you're ready, you lower down slowly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. All right, how are we doing? We okay? Yeah? All right. When you're ready, come to tabletop pose. Was that like a thank God moment? All right, take a moment and give me a little bit of cat-cow. Just kind of move through the full way that spine can undulate, one vertebra at a time. You do it naturally in your own way, your own pace. If you want to make it bigger, you lean forward on the inhale and pull the chest through the arms. And if you want to, on the exhale, you pull back and tuck the tail toward your heels. So it can be a little bit dramatic. Yeah. That's it. We'll take about 2 more rounds so you're really in your breath. And then we'll come to neutral. And walk your hands back to your knees and come stand up on your shins. All right. So here I suggest, unless you bring blocks with you, I would suggest that you tuck your toes under. Right? Tuck the toes under so the heels are a little bit higher. And then we're going to reach back with the right hand and place the right hand on the heel. Then we're going to take a little back bend with the left arm, bicep to the ear. Work the left side of the pose. The right arm is back there to kind of push down so that you can open up, right? You can almost feel the back body opening the front body here. A little bit of glute work, a little bit of that right shoulder blade back. Help them pull the left shoulder blade back. Left shoulder blade back, not just wrist. So we're opening up the left side of the body. All right, one more breath. Yeah. And then we'll come on out. Sit on your heels for a moment. Sit on your heels. And assistants, you want to really use your hands more than your voice, right? They're already trying to manage all of the cues. So maybe subtle little things, but just let them be in their practice. All right, we're going to come up and do the other side. Are you ready? Up on your knees, tuck your toes, left arm circles around. You want to have a really nice touch on that left heel so you can push into it. Keep that left arm straight and start opening up the back bend. Think about the back bend on the right side. Open the chest wide. We've been doing that throughout the practice. Armpit chest opens. Yes. Right side of the body pulling back. Beautiful. That looks amazing. Take another breath and then slowly, carefully come on out. Sit down onto your heels. So we've opened up our quadriceps, our hip flexors, we've warmed up our spine, we've twisted, rotated, flexed, extended, right? So we should be in a place where maybe we could do the full camel. Let's try. Let's come up onto our knees. Both hands are going to go back to the heels. So we tuck our toes. We find a way to circle both hands back, open up the shoulders, and then feel the hips gently. It's because the glutes are a little bit toned here. The hips are moving forward and the chest is lifting up and the shoulder blades are squeezing back. If touching the heels doesn't work for you, put your hands on your hips and make sure you're keeping a lift in the front body. Beautiful. See if you can look at the sky. It doesn't mean drop the head all the way back. You need permission from your neck to do that, not from me. That's it. Give me one more breath. Lift your heart up. Come on, press the hips forward. And then belly in, we rise back up and sit on our heels. Okay. We okay? Yes, no? Okay. It's not really always okay to talk to me. I prefer a little interaction. So we're in it together. Yeah. Are we okay now? Now that we're done with that? Yeah? Okay. We're going to take one more flow. So walk the hands forward and open yourself up into the best down dog that you have done the whole morning. Hands forward, hips high, the back of the legs open, everything feeling toned and balanced. And it's the best down dog of your day, right here. And then we take one last flow, come forward into plank, that's your inhale, and then lower down slowly on the exhale. Breathe in gently as you do your cobra, and then exhale, down dog. Okay, from here we're going to come to seated. And we're not going to sit like we normally do. We're going to swing our feet around in front and then lay down onto our backs. As soon as you lay down, go ahead and put your feet together. Let your knees drop open. Put your left hand on your heart. Put your right hand on your belly. So feet are together, knees open. We call it Supta Baddha Konasana. It looks like butterfly wings, right? So the knees are bent and the knees are open. The hips are open. Feet are touching. The soles of the feet together. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, there's another breeze and a little cloud cover. So let this moment be gratitude. Let every single cell of your body be overwhelmed with gratitude. We are living in a crazy time, and this particular morning in our country is crazy time. And so for this moment, while we have peace, while we lay here together in community, in this practice, let us be grateful. Let us appreciate our privilege. Let us put aside our fears for just a moment. Let's space our feet apart about hip distance. And we're going to come into a bridge pose. Press down into the feet, press down into the arms, and lift your hips up. Make sure you feel like you have a good solid press through your feet, because the back body is going to lift the front body here. So you need to be able to push down to rise up. The glutes, the hamstrings, the back muscles. See if you can get your chest to rise toward your chin. Yes, take another breath. And then very slowly start to put it down. And we put it down from the top to the bottom. That's it. All right, this time we do the same thing, but we're going to get a little bit more integration in the upper back. So return to your bridge pose, but pull the shoulders under you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and interlace your fingers like you did in the Humble Warrior. Did we do Humble on the other side? Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to make you get up and do it now. Push down through your arms, feel the chest rise toward the chin. And then nice and easy, come down upper back, middle back, and then lower back. Okay, number 3, arms up by your head. Biceps near the ears. I know that you might be pressing into grass or even wet cement ground, but I want you to open your palms to the sky and press firmly into the fingers. Keep the hands open and keep the arms straight. And then we push into those arms and we return to our bridge pose. What you guys are looking for here is anyone who has their feet or knees too wide apart. They should be hip distance. Yeah. Step right in between their knees and ask them to squeeze onto your legs, and as much as they squeeze in, you press out. So hips are rising, chest is rising, and it's all because you're strong in the back body. You gotta go quick. Squeeze, yep, and you push out as she squeezes in. Yes. All right, let's slowly come down. So we've done 3 different bridge poses. I'm going to invite you to pick any one of those to do again as the 4th one, or I'm going to introduce the idea that you could actually do a wheel pose here. So that means from where your arms are, you bend the elbows and place your palms by your ears. And if your mat feels dry and safe, then you press up maybe onto the crown of your head and maybe into that full wheel pose. Not, you repeat any one of the bridges. Just breathe. I love that we have all different variations going on. Remember, the push down into the ground is going to help you lift up. The back body squeezing is going to help you lift, opening the front body. Take one more breath here. And then tuck your chin so the back of your head can come down and you lower your spine, upper, middle, lower, carefully. All right. 4 is a weird number to do in yoga, so we're going to do a 5th, the back bend. I don't know why, I feel like it has to be 3 or 5. Nobody ever said that that was the rule, but that's what works with me, so we're doing a 5th one. And so, the 5th one for me is always the sweetest. It doesn't matter which one you choose, but your body has been continuously opening and opening and opening. So this is the chance that you will get the best back bend of your morning. So take any one of the bridges or take the full wheel one more time and breathe. There isn't a variation that's wrong or bad, and there isn't one that's better or good. Just do what feels good in your body right now in this moment. Very, very nice. Make sure your whole foot is down, your toes are pressing. Yep. And when you come out, tuck your chin and try to lay down from the upper back, then the middle back, then the lower back. And then let's all draw our knees into our belly and just say it. Say it out loud. That, Rock a little bit if it feels good. Yeah, that's really sweet. And then if you're rocking back and forth, take it and rock it over to the right side. Let your legs go right, your knees, your feet make it to the floor. Open wide across the chest one more time, just like we have been. We reach out with the left arm and we look to the left. So our legs go right. Our chest opens wide and we reach out. So don't be afraid to put your hand on the ground. And the worst that'll happen is you'll get a little rainwater on your hand. Relax your legs, your feet, your hips. And we'll take one more breath right here. Just in and out. And we slowly make our way over to the other side. Try not to keep your feet in the air. Bend the knees and relax the feet down onto the floor. And then as your lower body is going left, your upper body is turning toward the right. The arms are out. You reach to the right and you look to the right. If you see anyone whose knees are pointing down and away from them, come over and guide their knees up toward the belly. Come on, you guys know this stuff. You just look at something and you can see what would help them feel better. We'll take one more breath here. And find your way back to the center. And squeeze the knees into the belly. And this time, as you hold onto your knees, instead of pulling them in so much that the tailbone curls away from the floor, I want you to press your tailbone down. Just feel what that feels like to lengthen the lower spine.
The sky.
Press the tailbone down. Pull the belly button in.
To the earth.
And then go ahead and squeeze them in so much that you feel the tailbone curl away from the mat, and lift your head, neck, and shoulders so your head is drawing toward your knees. So this is complete counter pose. You even squeeze under the armpits here. You squeeze, right? We just squeeze in the belly. That's it. And then lay your head back down. Open your knees a little bit wide. If you have a variation of Happy Baby that you enjoy, you reach for your feet. Otherwise, you can just stay with wide legs. And of course, if it feels nice, you can rock a little bit side to side. Make this as effortless as possible. And breathe deeply.
We're all connected.
And then super slow, go ahead and put your feet back down onto the mat. We're going to draw the right knee into the belly and extend the left leg long. So right knee into the belly, left leg straight out. Make sure your left leg is on the ground. Left leg is on the ground, and then flex both of your feet. So you can push down and out through the left and squeeze in through the right. And at the same time, that lower belly is drawing in. You could feel free to lift your head to your knee here if you want to. Not necessary, but it might feel nice. A little bit of extra core engagement, a little bit of heat. And then we lay the head down. We release that right leg long and switch to the other side. And so this is spinal balancing. Balance the actions in the pelvis. Try to release any tension in the back. So a little push, a little pull from the legs, a little bit of engagement in the core, and certainly breathing. And if you want to pick the head up to the knee, that is an option. You may want to just not do so much effort at this point because we're coming close to our relaxation. So the head can lay back down. You can release that left leg long. Let your arms down by your sides and let your palms turn up. If you have a shirt or a towel, you can put it over your face. Come into stillness. slow and steady. Just bring the breath back. Maybe reinvite some movement back into the body. And then one little breath and one little movement at a time, we make our way to seated. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. How are we now? A little better? Yeah? Thank you for coming out, even when there's like a threat of rain. And look, the sun always shines on Sanborn, right? So lift our hearts, hold our heads high here, bring our hands together at heart center. And we'll close with the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. So deep breath in with me. Om Shanti 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 Hi. Om Peace Peace Perfect Peace. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. And may the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. So that we may all know a day where there is actually peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for coming out.